Welcome to our 9:30 session of virtual Volusia Days with Daytona Regional Chamber. As we've mentioned at the previous sessions, if you have any questions for the senator, please go ahead and put them in our chat function. And if we have time at the end of his presentation for us, we'll go ahead and get those questions to him. So that being said, it's my pleasure to welcome one of our premier sponsors for this event, Linda Webster from FPL. Linda.
Well, good morning, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Linda Webster with Florida Power & Light, and Florida Power & Light is committed to delivering America's best energy value by providing consistently one of the cleanest, most reliable, and affordable electric in the United States. If you have any questions or issues, feel free to reach out to me. I support Volusia, Seminole, and Flagler counties. So thank you, Lynn.
Awesome. And I don't know if it looks like the senator, I see him in the lobby. So if you want to go ahead maybe and just do his introduction, and then hopefully we'll see him pop up here magically on the screen.
Perfect. Well, today I have the honor of introducing Senator Tom Wright. He supports District 14. He was elected to the Senate.
Sorry to interrupt. We just logged him on.
Okay.
He's not here just yet. So if you can hold off for like 2 more minutes. Thank you.
Okay.
No worries. Yeah, you got a song and dance routine for us, Linda?
Yeah. I feel like I've been on one today, but
while we have some downtime for this, if this group hasn't been there through these previously, let's go ahead and make sure that we mention our other sponsors, because it's through their help and through their sponsorships that we're able to put this on. In addition to Florida Power & Light, as Linda's mentioned, we've got Daytona International Speedway, Giabi Consulting and Management, Charter Spectrum, Foundation Risk Partners, and AT&T that have all worked with us to be able to present this virtual Volusia Days for you. We always would prefer to be up there in Tallahassee, talking face to face with our delegation and with the folks up there. But as we've all been doing for this past year, we're doing the best we can, and I think it's gone pretty well so far. So as we wait for Senator Wright to join us, I don't know, Nancy, is there anything else that you'd want to chat with?
Let's just go ahead and have Linda at least read his bio. So there he is. I see his smiling face
fantastic.
now. So it looks like we're ready to go.
What's happening, everyone?
Well, I'm about to do your introductions. Senator Wright, I'm Linda Webster with Florida Power & Light. Senator Tom Wright is serving District 14. He was elected to the Senate in 2018. He is the chair of the Military, Veterans Affairs, Space, and Domestic Security, and he's also vice chair of Commerce and Tourism. He sits on several other subcommittees: Education, Appropriation, Transportation, Tourism, Economic Development, Children, Family, and Elder Affairs, Finance, and Tax, and Transportation. So the senator is very busy, and we are very pleased and welcome you to our show today.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Am I unmuted? Yep. Every one of these, we were on a Zoom meeting earlier. It was a different platform, so looking to make sure I'm not muted myself. I really appreciate being with you all today. I want to start by saying thank you, and it's always good to see you. I wish that we could see more of you here up in the Capitol. It's pretty lonely up here, but we're getting a lot of good things done. It seems strange when you walk through the hallways and there's no one else in the hallways. It's like, what happened? Has the end of the world come and I don't know it, but we're getting things done. Being today is St. Patrick's Day, it's kind of a special day for me. I'd like to remind everybody that on this day, 48 years ago, I married my wife, Cindy. So today's my 48th wedding anniversary. So I've often said to us males that have a tendency to forget important dates. I'm a lucky guy because it landed on St. Patty's Day. So I've known for a couple of weeks there's something special coming up, and it's today. So would you like to hear a little bit about some of the bills we've got that I'm working? Would that be helpful to the group?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Please do.
Well, one of them that's really on the top of my list. I've got a couple that are really on the top of my list, but they're all important. I have about 22 bills that I'm working besides the 7 committees. Yesterday I was on 3 different committees and presented 5 different bills. So it has been rather busy. And then we went to a game last night with some other fellow senators and watched the Seminoles beat up on the Gators. So, that was fun to watch the two different sides. See, that was what was going on. Somebody just gave me the thumbs down and some gave me the thumbs up, and it's kind of interesting. So Senate Bill 388 is regards to injured police canines. We have a lot of police canines in the state of Florida. After 9/11, departments throughout the whole country went bonkers on getting police canines. So Senate Bill 388 relates to our police canines that are currently serving in the state of Florida. And as you may know, in recent years, unfortunately, we've had multiple canines that have been assassinated just because they wear a badge. And 2 years ago, myself and Senator Bean passed a bill. We called it simply the canine bill. If you injure or kill any animal in the service of law enforcement, it is now a second-class felony, 15-year minimum. Before that, it was a slap on the hand. So, oh, excuse me, somebody's coming in here. Okay, so this bill relates to police canines that are currently serving, and if they are injured on the job, we are authorizing EMS personnel to transport an injured canine in the line of duty to a veterinary clinic, hospital, or other facility that can handle that emergency service. We had, as of this Friday, 2 weeks ago, Attorney General Ashley Moody joined us in Volusia County. We were at the Sheriff's Training Center. We had one of the Air One airships there. We had EMS there. We had fire there, and we had 70 canine officers from East Central Florida as she came, and I was so proud to be there. And if you will, bless this bill. She said this bill needs to go forward, and we're having it's moving along quite fine here in the Senate. So prior to this, I don't know why, but EMS was not allowed to carry a canine in their vehicle. So I'm glad that this got done. Ashley Moody is a big help to me, and she made that happen. And so it's moving quickly through the Senate, and it's moving along over in the House, and we hope to get it to the governor's desk soon for him to sign. I'm working on a bill with Representative Tom Leek. You all know Tom Leek. He's a great leader. He's my go-to guy for all things legal. So this will probably blow your minds when I tell you what's going on. In the state of Florida, there's currently no provision prohibiting someone who's a sex offender or sexual predator from exercising their time-sharing rights with his or her minor child. So to give you an example, what might happen is a man and a woman are married, they have children, 1, 2, whatever, and at some point in time, generally it's the male, they go off the rails, they become a sexual offender or sexual predator, not often, but when it happens, the judge's hands are kind of tied, and they get through a divorce, and they're awarded minor time sharing, if you will, custody of the kids 50-50. And can you imagine what the wife probably is going through if they have a young teenage daughter in that group, and the father is now a sexual offender or sexual predator? So basically what SB 932 does is it takes that away and gives the 100% decision to the judge that's in the case to know whether or not the child should be, if the husband, the father, should have any rights to any visitation, and if so, perhaps maybe supervised visitation. And there may be situations that I can't think of where it might be perfectly fine to let the husband have unsupervised, visitation. But I think we need to have this in our statutes, and we're getting a lot of positive response to this bill. So that's a bill that I even hate to think that we need it, but I guess we need it in our society today. SB 8, this is a little better to talk about. SB 586 designates Veterans Florida as the state's principal assistance organization under the United States Department of Defense Skill Bridge program. So this is a new program that is out, that is funded by the federal government, so it doesn't use any of our state dollars. And what it basically does is it allows a military member that has 180 days or less of their time of service, they can opt out to enroll in an apprentice program, and they will still continue to get their salaries and their benefits that they are now earning in their military service while they're learning a new skill and learning a new job with one of our state employers. So I think a great way for us to find, if you will, apprentice funding, and to also offer our veterans who have lived a rather regimented lifestyle for 2, 4, or more years, to get them back into society where they actually get to make the choice of what time they have breakfast and what time they get up. And I think that's one of our issues for our servicemen and women, is they go from such a regimented lifestyle back to, okay, you're out, good luck, and we need to help them. So this type of a program is going to make it easier for us to help our servicemen and women get back into the fold, and also an opportunity to work as an apprentice while they're getting paid, to see if they even like the particular position or the employer's opportunities. So we've earned a lot of support, and many of the organizations, including the Florida Chamber of Commerce, are supporting this bill, and I think it's going to be a great plus for those men and women. You know, we are the second largest state in the nation for veterans. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. We used to be the third, but we have recently moved into second. We have 4.5 million veterans that live in the state of Florida. So we're pretty lucky to have those folks here. I think that our friend Jim Cameron wanted me to talk about internet sales and use tax. That's up by Senator Gruters. You know, it's voted in favor when the bill was in the Commerce and Tourism, which is one of the boards or committees that I sit on. And what we're really concerned about is our local brick and mortar stores oftentimes are used as a place for someone to go look, try on, see if they like it, and then they simply go out and get on their smartphone and they order it from an out-of-state vendor to save the sales tax. And it isn't really a fair playing field, if you will, for our local brick and mortar company. So what this does is it says if you are a online retailer and you send into Florida more than $100,000 in an annual year, you will then be required to collect and remit sales tax, the same as a brick and mortar store. So I think that's going to help our local brick and mortar stores and make things a lot more fair. Okay, SB 982 reauthorizes the Qualified Target Industry Tax Refund Program by repealing the June 30, 2020 deadline for applicants to be certified for the program. I voted in favor of this bill when it went through Commerce and Tourism, and I'll be voting again on it tomorrow. So this is so important for our businesses to be able to continue benefiting from this program. And Jim, one other thing you asked me to talk about was SB 72, SB 74, COVID liability. It's on special order for tomorrow, Thursday. I know it's kind of a touchy area, but I will tell you I'm in support of this liability. Otherwise, I'm afraid we're going to open up Pandora's box, and we're going to have people that perhaps caught COVID in a social setting and then want to blame it on their employer's place of business. And, you know, it's just not right. COVID is something that none of us could have expected. COVID is something that none of us could, you know, 100% protect ourselves. And I think it's one of those issues in life that it's going to be pretty difficult to put your finger on. Where did I catch it? You know, you don't even have symptoms until 5 days after you've been exposed to it. So it could be a difficult thing. So I'm going to be supporting that. And, you know, I also have on my list of vacation rentals, but I almost hate to bring up vacation rentals because it is such a touchy subject on both sides. You know, the people that own them want to rent them. The people that live in the neighborhoods that are raising their family don't want them. And I can see both sides of it. I wish there personally was a way that we could keep them out of our regular, normal residential neighborhoods. Because I think if I lived in a normal residential neighborhood and raising children, I would like it to be an area that I found to be comfortable, safe, a good place to have a family, raise a family. And all of a sudden, the house next door becomes a weekend rental place. That concerns me. So anyhow, that's a touchy subject. Is there anything that anyone has in particular they would like to know about?
Yeah, thank you, Senator. I've got a couple that showed up in the chat here. The first one from our 2020 chairman of the board, Bob Lloyd. Can we count on your opposition to Senate Bill 86, the Bright Futures Bill? It is the classic Tallahassee two-step in promising benefits to Florida residents and their college-bound children and then changing the rules midway through the game. As a parent of 2 students at the University of Florida, SB 86 is a fundamental betrayal.
Well,
That's from
Bob, yes, Bob, it's a very good question, Bob. I am concerned about it also. A lot of us are concerned about it. Senator Baxley is a very passionate senator and a friend, but I think what's going to happen is we're going to play this out a little bit and let it die on the vine. So yes, I will not be supporting that bill, but you may see us giving it a little heads up here or there as we work it to fall off. Sometimes it's a little trick that you may or may not see that we do, but sometimes we will pass something just to get it through the first committee and make everybody happy. We got our bill through the first committee, and then for some reason it doesn't show up in the second or third committee, and it just goes away. So it's probably right now one of the touchiest subjects for us, and not in a good way. People are rallying around Bob through emails, phone calls. They're lighting up our phones, all in against that particular bill. So I hear you.
Yeah, and I can tell you, my wife was railing against it in our kitchen last night. So I'm glad to hear that, Senator.
Yeah, she's not alone. Yeah.
Oh, sure, I'm sure. We've got another one from Georgia Turner with West Volusia Tourism. Is the senator aware of Senate Bill 2008 that would expand the use of tourism development and convention development taxes? We are opposed to using tourism taxes for anything other than tourism marketing. It would also require referendums to renew authorization to levy taxes every 6 years, and it's moving on the House side.
And I don't think it's moving over here yet. That has come up. I'm not sure it's going to be heard at all. I don't know if some of you are aware. It surprised me. You know, I've only been in my third year as being a senator or even a politician for that matter. And we have close to 3,000 bills that are floating around, and generally about 10% of them actually make it to the finish line. So there are always a lot of bills. 3,000 bills, about 300 make it to the governor, where we actually get his signature. So I think this is another one that you will see fall off and die before it gets to the Senate floor.
Okay.
Jim Cameron is lifting his finger. I don't know if he had a question.
Yeah. Jim, did you have a question?
Myself, I mean, yeah, just wanted to mention, going back to Senate Bill 86, if you mentioned that passed the Education Committee the other day, and I believe that was only a 5-4 vote in education. I mean, like you said, I mean, it was a close vote, but there were about 70 people that commented on that in that meeting I heard.
Yeah. And you know what it was, is it was a party line vote, but it's got to sway the other way. I don't think we're going to see a lot of headway on that right now. Yeah. Tim, is it true that you're leaving us on the 30th of April?
Word gets around.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, my last day will be April the 30th, and yeah, just gonna miss it around here.
So we have shackles available. We may need to bring them there and shackle you to your chair. How about that? We'd even bring you a meal once in a while. Yep.
Well, and if I may though, Lynn, and I'm glad you mentioned Tom, I mean, if I can put in a quick commercial, we're having our 38th annual Eggs and Issues breakfast, and that will be on May the 13th. May the 13th with the delegation. So y'all finish up the 30th. The same day, my last day. So May the 13th, and that'll be a hybrid meeting, and it will be 7:30 a.m. if you'd like to attend, in person for breakfast at Halifax River Yacht Club. So May the 13th.
Wonderful. I'll be there.
All righty.
I was just looking. That's not a Friday, is it?
That's a Thursday.
Friday the 13th. That could be bad.
Oh, geez.
So, yep, absolutely. Yeah, I was thinking, gee, will we be able to go? Yeah, we're totally out of here. I think about May 2nd, I think, is the date that they told us. So, yep, that would be great. Well, I don't know how much time you have for me, or if you have any other questions or anything that I can do to help you all out. We've got a lot of great things going on in our area. We've got some companies that Jim probably knows about that I can't talk about. other than to say we've got some great opportunities that are coming our way that I think are going to choose Volusia County as their new home, and be looking for some high paid jobs. One company is going to be looking for 290 employees, a starting pay of 70,000, childcare provided, lunches provided with 2 executive chefs. So I think maybe Jim's already going to, sign up to get a job there. Maybe he's getting himself positioned to go there. But so I joke a little bit about it, where they're thinking of building their new plant. There's one of these retention ponds nearby, and they keep saying that they want to name something after me because I've been so involved in helping them. So I told them they could name the retention pond Lake Wright. How's that?
There you go. That's
So
perfect.
Lake Wright actually has alligators in it. We seen the other day. So maybe we don't want our name on that. Yep. But, we got the Skill Bridge program that's going on, funded by the federal government. We got Get There funded by the state government. We've got our educators, Dr. Mullins in Brevard County that I'm involved with, and Dr. Fritz here in Volusia County are working diligently to get more STEM training going. For many years, we've been kind of focused on all of our youth making it through high school, get into college, get a 4-year degree. But that's left us really hanging pretty thin for all of the worker bees that run a CNC machine or a drilling press or a sheet metal bender or these types of things. And in the space industry that is growing, and if you haven't realized it, the only way they can grow is north. They certainly can't go east. It's wet. They can't go south. They're not going to go west. So they're coming north. So Oak Hill, those areas, Edgewater, New Smyrna, Daytona, all that's moving up into the Volusia County area. And we are looking at a shortfall of around 900,000 workers in the next 9 years. 900,000. But they need to know how to run these. So I like to kid about it and say, we already know how to make the rockets. We just need people to build them, to put these things together and all of the related items that go into making these rockets. Florida is very, very lucky. We have over 1,650 companies in Florida that put on their resume, if you will, they're in business because of the space industry. And so with 67 counties, every county has at least one company that depends on the space industry. So sometimes we get a little focused and think, well, lucky Brevard, or lucky Volusia, because they're coming our way. And as you can see, construction is up, commercial is up. And we're going to need to help train these people. So both of our school districts, Brevard and Volusia counties, are working towards that. A couple of years ago, we got Astronaut High School $1 million just to build a new facility just to teach people how to weld. People don't know how to weld, and we need welders. So what's happening is a lot of these employers are having to steal, if you will, from each other, their gifted employees that know how to work. So I just wanted to highlight the fact that we are in an enviable position. And one last thing about the space industry is that, the U.S. Spacecom went to Alabama, right? It went to Alabama, the U.S. Spacecom, and we thought we were gonna get it. We've already renamed Patrick Air Force Base Patrick Space Force Base, and Cape Canaveral Space Center is now Cape Canaveral Space Force Center. Well, if you don't know this, it's being challenged because Senator Shelby, U.S. Senator Shelby, really bent a lot of arms, twisted a lot of people to get Alabama, where he's from, that U.S. Space Command. And that's all back out it's coming back. And we are going to go back in and try and get it. And we have a gentleman that's going to be here. He's in town, flying in today, going back tomorrow, who is a retired 3-star general that we're working with, and his goal is to get Florida to get that U.S. Space Command. So all is not lost in that area yet. And then we got Spacecom following right behind that, which is going to be their academy, where all of the guardians, as they're called now in the Space Force, all of their individual members are not Marines or not Coast Guard people. They are called guardians. And we are going to, if I have anything to do with it, and I have a lot to do with it, we're going to get the space com business here, where we will, STARCOM is called, where we will train all these people. it's going to be a big boost to our whole state's economy. So we're in a very enviable spot here, and I hope that you all have that positive feeling. Not only do we have a great governor, and he's not in the room, he's not telling me to say that. We have a great governor. Our state is open. Our state continues to grow. And as you all know, people are moving here because they see how good life is. We've got the weather, we've got the people, we've got the industry, we've got the jobs. We're very fortunate to be here.
Yes,
So with
sir.
that, yes, go ahead.
No, I was just going to agree with you. And we're certainly on our radar about all those space opportunities that the chamber is tracking, and we're so excited about the work that you and everyone up there is doing to try to make that a reality. So, as you know, anything that Daytona Regional Chamber can do to assist you in any of these efforts, please don't hesitate to call on us. And we really appreciate your time this morning.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, always. Good to see you all.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you everyone for attending.